Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. So I'm here today with the Bobcat and I have what I hope is a short video for y'all. So I've got to remove this panel, and to do that, these bolts that I've got most of taken out of are gone. This bolt right here is broken off. And so we need to get in there and figure out how to remove that broken off bolt. So follow along. I hope this is a quick one. All right, so check it out. This is a 3/8 by 16 bolt that's tapered, and that's what is broken off inside that Bobcat. So here I've got a left-hand screw removal tool, and it's got a drill bit, countersinking drill bit right there, and then you just switch it around and put that in and run that to the left, and that's supposed to bite in and extract that bolt. So that's one option. The second option is a traditional easy out, and you drill a hole right in the center of that bolt that's broken off with this drill bit, and then put this easy out in and turn it to the left, and it should come on out. The third option, and this is kind of my favorite because it works well, but this is a 3/8/16 nut, and using our HTP Freedom 3000 pulse welder, I'll just weld this nut right over the end of that broken bolt, and that'll do two things. One, it'll give you something to put a wrench on. The other thing is it will heat up and cool that bolt, which should make it come out a whole lot easier. So let's check it out, find out which one works. All right, so step one is getting access to that bolt. And so what I've done is I just lifted the console up and gotten it moved forward a little bit without totally removing it. Here's the fuse box down there. I just have to be careful I don't yank any wires out of it. But you can see the console is now underneath that bolt that's broken off, and that bolt's sticking out just a little bit. So I should have good access to be able to drill it, and I should have good enough access to also be able to weld it. So let's check that out. To remember that if you're going to weld on it, you got to disconnect the battery, because you don't want to create another path to ground and short anything out. And that might be what's wrong with this to begin with. All right, so I looked at this a little closer, and what I realized was I could pull that console up even farther. Okay, now I really don't have anything in the way of that bolt. I've got the throttle cable beneath it. I'll have to protect that from sparks. And I also need to just kind of wrap this whole thing. It's got so much coated dry grease on it. I need to put a fire blanket around all of it. And I've got a bunch of fire extinguishers, and I've got a garden hose all going to be sitting here. So I'm going to go ahead and use the weld method, and I'm going to try and weld that nut right on that stud that's broke off and see if we can't get it out of there. Wish us luck. And I'm going to go ahead and use the HTP Freedom 3000 pulse. So I think what I'll do is go ahead and use my MIG gun to weld that nut on there. It'll just take a little dab of this. This is 045 wire it's set up, so probably a little overkill, but so we want to heat that up real good anyway, and then I'll probably spray some penetrating oil on it to do a little bit of heat and quench action and see if we can't get that to release. All right, and we'll go ahead and disconnect the negative from this battery. Just to be safe. Don't need to tear up any transistors or anything in this thing. Like I said, I kind of think it's already an electrical problem. I think the computer is out of it. The computer is underneath that panel that has that broken bolt holding it on. All right, so now the machine should be safe to weld on. Well, other than the fire danger, of course. We're going to mitigate that next. Okay, and I just did a quick Google search, and it recommended about 20 volts and about 263 inches per minute on the wire feed. So that's where we're set, and that's what we'll give it a try. All right, and I've got my fire blanket spread out here. I've got several fire extinguishers. Like I said, I've got a garden hose. So this nut, there's enough thread sticking out there. I don't know if you can see that, but there's about a half a thread sticking out. So I'm just going to see if I can get this to maybe hold itself on. Okay, so now I'm just going to try and weld that in place. Wish us luck. All right, so we're getting ready to weld on this machine. We've got the battery cable disconnected. We've got a fire blanket in place where hopefully it'll catch all the sparks. and I've got a fire watch installed. So we've got a water can, and we also have a fire extinguisher. So we're gonna weld this up. All right, so we're gonna do a test run.
Just make sure this old thing works, and I'm just gonna spray down here where there's a bunch of junk.
Oh yeah, that's good. Well, don't waste all our water.
I didn't waste all the water, but I did wet down the stuff that's most likely to catch on fire.
Okay,
so.
Good job. What was that?
I don't know, but something on that thing, when you went that, it went boom.
Look, there's smoke here.
Yeah.
Is that the ground?
I hope not. You disconnected the battery,
yeah,
right?
The battery's disconnected.
Okay. You did it again, whatever it is.
We think that was residue from the PV blaster we sprayed in there. But it sure went woof. Made us think for a minute. All right. That may have done exactly what we wanted to do.
Well, that would be good.
Yeah. I think I'm going to put a little more in it. Oh, what do I got on fire here?
You see it?
Yeah.
Oh, blanket.
It don't let nothing down.
Okay, you let me know if I want me to hit it. I can blip it with a little bit of water.
Yeah, I guess take a drop on there.
Okay.
You know what? I got a water bottle right here. Let me just do that.
Yeah, a water bottle would work for that. There you go.
I thought that was supposed to be a fireproof blanket.
It's not a melt-proof one.
Well, it was not just melting, it was burning.
Yeah, more of an orange glow, less open flame. Okay. Come on, man.
I seen fire. Hey, this worked really good, though. Let me just throw a little more weld in there.
All right.
Okay. Now, if I haven't just welded it to that plate, we should be in good shape.
Pour a little more water on that.
Well, you know what? I want to heat and quench anyway.
Yep. Yep, I'd say it's a good time to do the quenching.
Yeah, heat and quench, baby. All right, have you put that away for me?
All right. That right there.
Go ahead and flip off the machine. That's our HTP Freedom 3000 Pulse. It's on the back corner, very back corner of the machine next to the gas bottle, the other side, right there.
Oh.
All right, well, we didn't seem to set anything on fire. We'll see if we got our bolt ready to be loosened up. I think it's going to turn. Ah. It is. Man, I'll tell you what. I love it when a plan happens. Because I plan a lot of stuff, and a lot of it don't work.
Well, at least we got this one.
Okay, so removing this, it's still warm, but it ain't hot. Removing this cover is now going to allow me to get access to the computer, or they call it a controller on this Bobcat. But I believe that is the problem with it. And there is our bolt. And there is the weld. And that HTP Freedom 3000 Pulse, it did a heck of a job. That's 045 wire. And I showed you the settings because I don't remember them. But we poured it in hot. That heated up this bolt. We hit it with some PB Blaster. We also hit it with some water, just kind of cool and quench it and put out any fires that we might have started. And that pulled that right out. That's a win. All right, so check this out on this welder. So I've got gas still showing on the regulators. And I've got the valve off on the tank. Open the door here. But the HTP Freedom 3000 Pulse has a purge button. So watch this. When you hit that purge button, it just drains the gas right out of your regulator. And you don't have to waste any wire to do it. So that's pretty cool. All right, well, that's how I remove broken bolts whenever I have the opportunity to be able to get in there with a welder. And that was pretty tricky because honestly, the fire danger on that Bobcat is pretty high with the amount of oil and grease and stuff that is there. Plus, there's a lot of wires under there, and you don't want to destroy anything. So that's how I remove broken bolts. If you got anything out of this video, give us a thumbs up. It absolutely helps the channel. And we invite you to subscribe to see more. Have a great day and be safe.